Hi and welcome back to another video of JPlay. I am Marcus and today is something special because I'm taking a look at my very first Kickstarter. I believe, and to be honest, this shouldn't be the first Kickstarter I backed, but I believe it was the first Kickstarter I received, and it's the one I really kept hold on to. I think it's on my to-trade list for quite a while, because ultimately I didn't really play it all too much. When it came out, I really did play it with my son, really a couple of times, and in the end we both enjoyed it. It's a very lightweight, competitive dungeon crawler, for a lack of a better term. But when looking at it again, so I've spotted it on my shelf, whatever, a couple of days ago, and then I took a look at the rules, and then I noticed, oh, wait a second, there is a solo mode in this, which is somewhat of a roguelike, at least they're referring to it. There is also a cooperative version. There are a lot of variants in the game, which I never looked at. I think back in the day, my son wasn't really too much into cooperative game. But I think that's what I'm going to cover today. I'm looking at the cooperative mode because this solitaire roguelike thing, yeah, it's basically a little bit like beat your own score. You more or less see how far you can get. What's very typical for a lot of these roguelike games, right? So yeah, I think I will unbox it. I'm pretty sure I have some questions, and then yeah, let's see how it goes, right? Okay, and here we are. This is Baldrick's tomb. This is the tomb, basically a grid of numbers. You see these colors. In a lot of instances you're rolling dice to randomly determine something. So you have red die for this, you have a blue die for this, you get the idea. I kind of randomly put in these rubble tokens out here. These are our encounter spaces, and I also really randomly rolled a die for our fellas here, and they ended up in this straight line here. There is no mention of balancing difficulties between player counts, so I don't know if you can play it with 2, 3, 4, or maybe even only one player, because players could end up being a minion to our necromancer up here. I will show that to you in a second. I decided not playing it solo. I also didn't want to play a 4-player game, so in the end I ended up simulating a 3-player game. Also, there is really no use for gold in this scenario, and there are still a lot of ways how you can find gold. You're still losing half of the gold, for example, if you are being defeated, for example. You can trade gold between your players, but then again, I don't know what gold is used for. So what I did decide was a little bit of a mashup between the roguelike scenario and the cooperative scenario. So what this actually means, in the roguelike, you don't start with any skills whatsoever. In a normal game, you start with 3 skills each. I decided to, again, mix this up. I haven't played it at all, to assign every player basically one random skill card here, and then allow, but after each level, to buy them based on the same pricing that we have for this roguelike one. I don't know if that works. I haven't played the solo nor the cooperative version ever again. So basically, because we are now on level 1, the next card, I believe, would cost us $5 or 5 gold coins to spend. And each hero can do them. That's also the reason why I think it makes sense to be allowed to pool up your money. Apart from that, there is no mention of whatever calculating your score at the end of the game, and depending on how much gold you have. That's ultimately how the normal competitive game works. You pretty much want to make the most amount of gold. And there is also one treasure token. Where is it? I believe it's this one here. This is Baldrick's gem, I believe, or so. And this is worth 5 gold points. If you are defeated, you're losing half of your gold. So you get the idea. But again, I still want to make use of the gold in the end, and let's see how things go. I'm not taking this seriously at any measure. It's really pretty much bringing me back to the early days of my Kickstarter career, and have a little bit of fun, right? So we also don't have any sort of asymmetry between those players. They're random dudes, basically. They will be different depending on the skill cards here, which that's again a cool thing, and everything else is something I'm going to explain you as I go. There are a lot more little mini variants, for example. So we would have the curse deck, for example. If I would have demonstrated the normal competitive mode, I'm pretty sure I would have used those. We are not going to see those. But apart from that, it's pretty much a standard game. Only that our main goal now is we want to find the Necromancer Hakam, I believe he is referred to, and depending on which floor we are in, this is basically a timer of this game, it's getting more difficult to defeat him. He is typically running away relatively often actually. It's on a 1 or 2 he's running away, on a 6 he's running away, and he will retain his health, that's at least my understanding. But again, ultimately we have to drive him down from 10 to 0. This is something where the game easily, or the designers could have easily introduced a balancing mechanism on the player count. So let's say in a 1-player game, maybe you only deal with 5 life points and 7 and 10. You get the idea, right? But that's what it is. We are playing a 3-player game with 10 life points against the Necromancer. And when he's basically gone, he will be brought back into the dungeon, but for each level of the dungeon, and the level is over here, we only have basically 5 turns available. If we are not making it to the exit before this happens, we are basically toast, which is why timering is really crucial here in this game, and all the more reason that a 4-player game could be maybe more easy. I don't know, because again, if you're dying now, we are turned into a zombie and then we are playing against all the other players. That sounds like a little bit of fun, right? So yeah, with that being said, let's get started. Our Falcon guy over here is the starting player. He has the first to land token, and what you do during your turn is to move up to 4 spaces and whatever, engage with everything that you have. Right now, his only skill allows him to have 2 more life points, which is good. So he's not turning too easily into a zombie, maybe at least. So let's see if he can hold up to his expectations here. So I think we have an awful lot of tokens next to us. We don't have to stop our movement, so we can move on to a rebel token, see what it is, maybe have to engage what it is, and then we might be able to keep going depending a little bit of what's happening, I believe at least. So without any real reason, I think we are moving him up north with his first movement point. We are moving onto this rebel token here, and bam, we have him immediately ran into our very first trap of the game. This is a tripwire. Discard 3 gold. We don't have any gold. And one thing I should have mentioned as well, normally in the normal competitive mode of the game, you would be drawing 2 of these scrolls each. Those scrolls would be something like this. I'm not doing this for the cooperative version here either. You really have to find those through your encounters in the dungeons, right? But again, we don't have any gold. I believe there is no downside to it, so I'm not losing 1 for 1 in life points here. So we basically have dodged the bullet. We are removing this token from the game, and we can still continue to move. And I believe here was already wrong actually. We are immediately bringing this token back here as well, but now it's face up, so we are not playing a memory game here. And also one thing I completely forgot, you can use gold to move further. So maybe that's also another good, let's say, reason having gold in your back pocket. So for every 2 gold you're spending, you can move, is it 2 gold or 1 gold? Is it 1 for 1? Let me check. Yeah, it's 2 gold per space that you can move. So, okay, there is still some use for gold. But let's see where this token goes first. So it's 3-8. Normally during setup, you're not supposed to have 2 tokens right next to each other when you roll for this. That doesn't matter. No, I think you're rolling this at the end of the turn, right? Yes, indeed. Okay, it's really a super easy game, but I'm still not playing it quite well. So we still had 3 more movement points left. So we are going to move, I don't know, and we are moving up, and these guys will do this here. That's the idea. We want to find the exit space. That's important because, again, we want to make it to the exit before this floor is collapsing. So this whole thing is going down, and hopefully down here somewhere there is a secret passage or so to move out. And we want to find Hakam, the Necromancer. 1 and 2, or basically we had 1 more movement points left afterwards. And this is, I believe, yeah, this is a fountain of life. We can heal up to our maximum, I believe. Fully heal any character. The poison marker is not moving. The poison marker oftentimes goes up, and whenever these 2 meet, then that's basically how your guys are being defeated. So unfortunately, we are not going to heal, and we had 1 more movement point left, so does it matter? I think we are moving over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's his turn done. And now we are rolling for these tokens. I will re-roll just for the laugh of it. So that's 5, 3. We know there is a trap. And we have 4, 7. Here we have a fountain of hell. So we know what's coming. That is good. Next, we have our rogue character over here, the meditator. Once per turn, you can spend 1 move to move your HP marker up 1 space. So she can pretty much heal herself. Definitely not terrible. And I already regret making the decision not to give her more skill cards now. But I still think let's make this challenging, right? So I think we are going maybe this round or so, or this round. Does it matter? Does it matter? No, I think it doesn't matter. So she's moving 1, 2, 3 spaces over here. Let's see what this is. Okay, this is a scroll. Scrolls are amazing, obviously. Scroll of the Beastmaster. I think this is one of the cards we should have removed actually from the cooperative version, because you can assign a monster to another hero. Scroll of Healing. Increase your HP marker by 2 or lower your poison marker by 1. That isn't terrible. We can trade these things around and we can use them pretty much any time. So that is cool. We have to move 1 space down, or we want to move 1 space down. End of turn, we are rolling the dice. That is 1, 5. So another scroll is up here. That's the part I really like about this game, where it is a little bit tactical. Yes, the stuff will be brought out randomly, but at least you have some sort of decision. Cool. So I think she doesn't need to heal. She doesn't need to use her scroll whatsoever. So let's hand things over to our little wizard. And his skill says extra effort. Once per turn, you can increase your poison marker by 1 space to add 2 to any roll. Now that isn't terrible at all, of course, because rolling high is usually good when you're fighting monsters. In fact, he did already start on one of these rubble tokens, so we are revealing it. Awesome. We have found some treasure. So let's draw our very first treasure card. That is 3 gold. I certainly take that. And again, we can use that for all kinds of stuff. If he finds a little bit more, we could maybe even buy another skill card. Cool stuff. So that wasn't even a turn, basically, or yeah, he started on that space. So I believe he's moving up here. So 1 and 2. If something nasty happens, he can move on to the healing fountain here. Let's see what this one is. More gold. He's swimming in riches. That is so cool. Let's draw our next card, and that's unfortunately only a measly coin, but yeah, we are getting there. We are getting there. We still have 2 more movement left, I believe. Yes, 1 and 2. We're moving on to this space, and this is our first monster. Okay, time for some action. So we are moving this over here. And then, yeah, oh no, it's a red. It's a level 1 monster, so that is good. With the next level, we are adding level 2 monsters and so on. So now this is basically a fight to the death or until the monster disappears. And this is quite terrible, actually, because this thing is actually poisoning us like crazy. Not giving us any real damage, but the poison is, of course, bad. Because, yeah, we have some ways of dealing with poison. Interesting. So now we are basically rolling 1 die. We are looking at this table here. I believe there's nothing else we can do right now to influence that die roll. No, let's see. And that's a 7. A 7 is pretty strong. So we're adding our first hit onto this one here. So you see that as of 5, everything we do is basically a hit. Awesome stuff. Let's keep going. We can run away, by the way, if we want to. That is a 1. Okay, 1 means in this case it's a poison marker, so our poison goes up by 1. We cannot really heal poison unless we are using something very special or when we are defeated. But if we are now knocked down, we are turning into a zombie. So that's already a pretty bad start. We may want to consider running away. I think running away we would lose half of our gold, right? No, it's actually only 1 gold because equal to the level here. Let's do 1 more combat round. Four is okay because we have managed to inflict 2 more life points. So the monster is dead. So we are gaining 2 golds from that. That is not terrible, but we are also being poisoned. So we're moving our little marker 1 space further. If we're making it through the dungeon, through this level, we are pretty much auto-healed. So nothing terrible will happen. But if something happens to us during that dungeon, that is bad. This is when we are moving or transforming into a zombie. And once that happens, this player is really actively fighting everyone else. But we have a good amount of money. With 5 gold, we can actually buy stuff. That is cool. This monster is discarded for now. And I think now, yeah, these were all our movements. So we have to roll for these tokens, right? That's the idea. So we are starting with this one here. That is 5, 8. Okay, why not? Second treasure is 4, 3. No, that was the treasure. Sorry, no, it doesn't really matter too much. And the 6-1 goes in here. We know there is a monster which we basically don't want to engage. We have other things to figure out. But that's basically the end of the first round. We are moving back to the starting player. I think he remains the starting player. This might change in the next level of the dungeon, basically over here. So we are moving the impending doom marker down here. We're playing on the normal difficulty level. So at the end of this turn, if we not have found the exit, made it to the exit, yeah, we are, I think in this case, depending on the difficulty level, we are losing half of the gold in this instance. So not the end of the world. There is, say, even more difficult variant where when this would happen, you would also turn into a zombie. So let's back to our falconer. I think we can do more with doing that. So I think with his first movement, he's moving over here. Oh, we have found the exit, which means he will keep holding on to the first to land token, and we know where we are. So in theory, he could now stand here and decide I'm not going to move, or maybe even already leave to the next level. He would then be out for the rest of the game. But I think this was still important enough. Do I want to pick up some more stuff? So we were here or here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think we can pick up 2 things. So let's do that. So we're moving down here. So this is 1 gold. We need gold. I mean, that's the idea. 2 gold. Why not? We can use it to move. And maybe we need the money to move in order to make it to the dungeon exit. And then we had 2 more movements. So I think we're not going to go to the trap here, obviously. 1 and 2 onto this space here. And this is yet again another monster. Hooray. Lovely. Oh no, it's a bad. And those monsters all remind me a little bit of Munchkin. Okay, so this is one of the monsters that might possibly run away on a roll on a 1. We are taking some wounds. So this is completely different. This is what I like about this game there. The monsters at least feel all a little bit different. But anyway, we have to fight it. So let's roll that sucker. That's a 2. 2 means we are taking 1 point of damage. We have to keep going unless we want to run away. We would lose 1 gold, but let's not do that. We are still okay. An 8 is 1 hit. I certainly take that hit. Let's keep going. That's a 6. 6 is another point of... another hit, which basically means, oh, these are only 10s, but we have more gold here. No worries whatsoever. So we are gaining 2 pieces more of gold, which is nice, actually. And this monster is right now out of here. And I think we could now spend money for movement, but I believe there is nothing really adjacent to us. And we haven't found our necromancer just yet. Yeah, let's see about that. Over to our rogue here. I believe we are moving down here with our first movement, and that's another... Oh, wait a second. We haven't rolled yet. Yeah, okay. We know it's a trap. We will not take it back, of course. So first of all, the treasure token goes to 1, 2. I think we have to move it adjacent. So I think we are moving it here. And then the monster token goes to 1, 5. Or I think we want to do it like this. Yes, exactly. Now we are dealing with a trap down here. So we have found another tripwire. And lovely. And this time it's also her artwork, actually. Cool. And in case you're wondering, yes, I shuffled those cards well. And she's the only character who doesn't have any gold. So I believe we can forget about it. So we are bringing the token over here. We had 3 more movement. And yeah, does it matter too much? 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's deal with this token here. That's a healing fountain, which doesn't do anything for it. Oh, there are 2 in there. And in this case, I think let's simply move her over here, right? Over to our wizard. He has an interesting turn, actually, because there are a lot of tokens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, and then we could go here. I think that's the best we should be doing. So I'm moving 1 and 2 over here to this one. Oh, yet again, and again, I forgot to bring out those tokens. Is really not so difficult. So I think the first one was the trap that goes to 7, no, 3, 7. Does this change something? I don't know. And then the healing fountain is 5, 8. We cannot make it to 5, 8, so let's do 6, 8. I think it has to go adjacent to someone else. Cool. So now we are dealing with the monster finally, and in this case we have found yet another bat. I think we can leave it just here. And yeah, let's roll that die. Oh, he's already pretty poisoned, so at some point in time he might really consider moving away, right? Let's see. 2 can't be good. No, we have to move his marker over, and again, when these 2 meet, he's turned into a zombie. Could happen relatively quickly, but he's only losing 1 money, actually. No, let's do that. It's level 1 monster. We are spending the money to run away. So I think for him it's not the best to do, actually. So the monster is here. It could come back. He still had 3 more movement left, if I recall correctly. So 2 and 3. Let's move over here. Gold. Okay, he gets some gold back. Now there's fan. Okay, it's exactly the 1 coin he got. And I think then we still had 1 more to move down here. Exactly. But that's basically already again the end of the round. The impending doom marker is moving down. We still haven't found the necromancer yet. There are not many tokens left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if I count correctly, I believe. So what are we going to do with our falconer here? Let's call him Ulrich for no real reason. I think she's now moving that direction, so he will move up. And then he's also closer to the exit space. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. We're moving in here. Okay, he has found... Again, I forgot to roll for these things. It's really not that difficult. Pretty sure you guys already have tuned out. So that's 2, 3. Is that good? I don't know. Then we had the gold token. This is this one here. That is 8, 7. Okay, right next to our rogue here. Okay, but we knew this was gold. I certainly take that. Okay, 1 measly gold coin, but why not? And then I think we had 1 more movement, I believe. Yeah, let's move him up here. I could now really spend 4 coins actually to move him to this space, but we also can hold on to the gold to buy us a skill, right? The first or the second skill basically costs us 5 gold coins. So again, that's not the official rule. That's something I want to make the game a little bit more challenging, actually. So that's him. Then it's her. This is now really, I mean, this is a little bit closer, I suppose, right? But there are more here. And then we could move up. No, I think we are moving down. 1, 2. Oh, should we go here? She doesn't have any gold. Then we are not making it. No, I think 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, and again, I forgot to roll this. I'm not sure what. So, okay, this is really embarrassing. 2 and 1. I think we can't bring it here, but we can bring it adjacent to that. So that was at least good. And now we are dealing with this monster. Let's see if I will remember that. So yeah, let's draw our monster for her. And oh no, it's a kobold. That's a new one. And the problem now is, even though he's only a level 1 character, she doesn't have a coin. So she can't run away. Okay, she could die right here. Isn't that lovely? And he has 2 hit points, exactly. So this is really interesting. And that's a 7. A 7 is a clear hit. I certainly take that. Let's keep going. She's doing well, actually. That's a 4. A 4 is a bit of both. So The kobold is dead. She suffers 1 hit point basically, and yeah, this is dead. And she also gains now 2 coins, so she has some money to move away actually. And I'm not wondering, can you run away from the necromancer? I don't know, and this time I will not forget, because it's the end of her turn. She will roll for that monster token. Yeah. I'm learning. And that's a 2 and a 5 going over right here. And this is also a part which I like. The dungeon keeps changing, but it's changing for stuff we know. So this crow was awesome, but now it's being surrounded by 2 monsters. So moving in there, we can't move diagonally, obviously. But I believe that's her turn done. Over to our wizard. He could actually move. Yeah, so let's do that. So he's moving onto this space, and we have found the necromancer, Hakam himself. Bam, bam, okay, yeah, we have to look at his player screen. We are right now at the first floor actually, so he would be running away on a 1 to 2, on a 3. He's hitting us. 4, 5, 6 is a little bit of everything, and the 7 is a straight hit. Okay. Let's see about that. The good thing now really know is once he's now running away, we know where he is going. So that's really the cool part. So let's roll our die. That's an 8. An 8 is amazing. You did so well, sir. So we are absolutely hitting him. We keep going. Cool, but he could still die. That's a 5. A 5 again. Yeah, that's a little bit of everything up here. So he's taking a hit. We are taking a hit. So we are down to 4. I will show that to you in a second. And we see the little foot symbol here. He's now running away. So he's ending the combat. But as mentioned, he might be coming back. And we only have 1 movement point spent, right? But right now we don't know where we want to move actually. So I think in this case, let's move on to this space. So this is a healing fountain. We can immediately fully heal. And again, we can't really reduce our poison marker, but 2 life points is definitely good. Where did I place the marker? And I think we still had 2 more movement points left, right? So we are moving 1 and 2 to this gold token here. And we are gaining 1 measly coin. So maybe it is time to start using the coins for movement. But right now we don't really know where we want to move to. So ultimately we have to start moving towards the exit now, because we have only 2 more turns left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can't make it. With gold we can move 1 extra space, but there's even a trap here on this space. So I think we have to start moving. But right now, is there a reason, for example, for... I mean, there's so much gold in here. Yeah, absolutely. So let's start the next round. No, let's roll for the tokens first. So I think that Necromancer was the first one. Exactly. Ooh, that's not pretty at all. This guy is hiding all the way down here, pretty much on the opposite corner of the map. Ah, he is a sneaky fella. Let's see where this healing fountain goes. Also not great. 7, 5. Nah, it's not great, but I think no one really needs it at this point in time, so that is okay. And the gold goes to 2, 8. Maybe also not extremely helpful, but now we are moving into the next round. We are starting with him. And yeah, we will absolutely get some more gold with this token here. What is it? We get 1 coin. I mean, why not? Question now really is there a scroll or is there a monster? There is a scroll underneath, right? No, there's a trap. Okay, we could now lose stuff. Okay, it's the slapper. Discard a scroll card, which we can't again. So yeah, I certainly take that. So this trap also has sprung without any effect. We may have to bring it back. So I believe we were here, right? 1, 2, 3. So we are taking this gold token here as well. And we are finding 2 pieces of gold. That is lovely. We are now really swimming in the dough. And then I think let's simply move 1 space further down so we will make it here to the exit. And I believe normally in a normal game, the first player to make his exit will also gain a gold coin, I believe. I'm not going to play that here in the cooperative version of the game. But okay, that wasn't too terrible actually. Over to our rogue. She's down here and I still want to pick up something here, right? Let's do that. So 1, 2, 3. So we are picking this up. It is a... Oh, and again, I forgot the tokens. Gosh. 6-8. I think 6-8 doesn't help us. So yeah, let's do it here. Maybe it will help. Second token was the trap. It's 3-8. Oh, it's a trappy area over here. And gold goes to 5-7. Okay, that is pretty nice for him, actually. But yeah, we have found the trap here. Not the trap, the scroll here. I think this was our first movement, right? Was it the first? I don't know. So the scroll goes in here. We are finding another scroll of healing. We know this one. We can hand it over to someone else, which is always good. I believe we were down here. Were we here? I think it doesn't really matter too much. So I will not cheat. I think we had 1, 2, 3. Maybe we are here, but I think it doesn't matter. We will make it to the exit no matter what. I will remember to roll for the new position here. That is 2-7. That's an interesting corner. And then ultimately we are moving this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he can make it, but he can't make both, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could make it both, actually, if he spends 2 coins. And I think there is no reason why we shouldn't do that. So he's moving here. This is unfortunately no effect. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're gaining 2 of these treasure cards, and maybe the treasure cards will come back in an area where we would like them to be. Well, that's 2 gold for the first one, and the second card is 3 gold. That's exactly the okay, we are really swimming in money. That isn't terrible. We have to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 gold now, actually, but we still gained, I believe, I think we got 5, right? 5? Yeah, we gained 3 gold for this move. So ultimately not bad. So let's roll for that healing fountain. So that is 6-5. I don't think it will help us. First gold piece is 5-6. Okay, that is nice. We are totally placing it here because we can't place it onto our space. We are not re-rolling as far as I understood. And 3-1 is here. Okay, I think, okay, we are gaining some more gold. So we can level up. Okay, honestly, guys, I enjoy this way much more than I anticipated originally, for whatever reason. Hilarious. Yeah, I did re-roll. We are moving into the final round for this first chapter. So I think, yeah, absolutely. 1, 2, 3. So he's out of here. Cool. I think we are placing him over here. We are still gaining that gold card for that guy. So that's 2. Oh, that is really not terrible. We can buy ourselves some equipment. That is cool. For her, it doesn't really matter. So she's simply moving out 1 and 2. And I think, as we said, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are gaining this gold piece. I think, I should have re-rolled, but already forgot. But now we are moving out of here. We are drawing a last card of the deck. Actually, that's another 3. Are you kidding me? Okay, yeah, we really have an awful lot of money. And I think now I have to spend 2. So we still gained 1 more gold out of this, and have to spend 1 to move out of the dungeon before the dungeon collapses. Nicely done. So now we are basically healing to full. We are losing our poison. Cool. So everything is healed, and now we can distribute our things. And I believe I want to give this scroll of healing to him, because our falconer, he has 2 more life points anyway, 2 more endurance. Let's see, how much money do we have? So I think I will give 3 coins to her, and I believe, yeah, I think this will work. So in the end, she will buy 1, he's buying 1, 2 actually, 2 skills. We could still distribute them out, but it doesn't really matter too much. And the other one is buying 1. The way how I think this is meant in this roguelite thing, I believe you can buy whatever you want to buy. What I will do now is I will spend all the money. I'm house ruling the crap out of this. I will now basically spend all the money for these. So 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards, and then I will choose basically how to reassign those. I believe that's the best I can do in order to make this a little bit more interesting. Or should I draw 1 more card? No, we are simply drawing the 4 cards and we'll assign them as we see fit. Okay, here decided, these are the cards that I've drawn. Lucky Strike in combat plays an extra damage marker when you roll an 8+. You see that here you can increase the die rolls, that's why it's an 8+. And if the same thing happens, we are also placing a gold marker on this one. This seems to be a Kickstarter exclusive card apparently. Never heard of this game, ever hit retail or so, but whatever. For our rogue, she's now a great fighter. At 1 roll to all combat rolls with monsters. I'm pretty sure this doesn't count for the necromancers, but I will certainly take it. And over here we have the false start. Once per turn you can discard 1 gold to reroll any die. There was one flaw I just noticed, because actually it's pretty much his 3rd skill. He should have spent 7 gold. But again, in this roguelite mode, you can assign any number of cards to your character if you are able to pay. I mean, the 15th one costs you 100. You can imagine how difficult that is. So I also again house ruled my house rule a little bit in that regard and simply said, okay, we are spending 5 coins, we are buying a skill for that, and then we can even mix and match these things up. I think this still makes sense enough, right? That's the idea. And then we have to basically rebuild the dungeon with all the tokens. I will do that off camera. I think, yeah, we can reshuffle our gold pile here, and then, yeah, we are moving into the 2nd level of the dungeon. Oh yeah, one thing I shouldn't forget, of course, we are now mixing in, I think we are mixing them into the remaining cards here, the level 2 monsters here. Oh no, it's a Naga. Yeah, terrible stuff can happen here now, but we have also gotten a little bit stronger, and there are also level 3 enemies in that deck. Lovely. Okie dokie, here we are. This is where our dungeon or rubble tiles are. This is where our guys came out. Not sure why they are scattered around the dungeon, but that's what it is. We are not moving as a group. And it's again this guy to go first because he was the one who found the exit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's a good start actually. So we're moving 1 over here. Oh, we are starting to find some gold. Okay, that is 2. Maybe I should be starting to use the gold now to move. 1, 2, 3. And okay, that's a monster. This could be our first level 1 monster actually. And I will already move because it doesn't really matter. Should I move? Yeah, we still have 1 more movement left. And oh yeah, it is a level 2 monster. It's a Warthog. Okay, interesting. Yeah, let's roll the die, right? And let's see what we get. That's a 3. Oh, 3 is poison. Poison is always not nice. Ooh. And he's really hard to fight actually. So let me spend 1 coin to re-roll that. We can use it once per turn, right? Yeah, once per turn to re-roll. Not sure if I should. 4. No, this is bad actually. I think we are running away. This monster is really super hard to beat actually. So now we are spending 2 coin because it's a level 2 monster to run away. And with our last movement point, we are moving in here. Let me not forget to roll for the tokens. So that is 1, 6, and the monster goes to 3, 8 over here. That wasn't a particularly great start actually. But yeah, okay, it is what it is. Over to our meditator over here, our rogue. Yeah, let's do this 1. Oh, a healing fountain, which doesn't do anything right now, but we could bring him back. Does it help him? No, it doesn't. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a trap. It's a trap. And okay, what is it? Monster pheromones. Interesting. She's actually the 4th character in the game. Until the end of the floor, it costs double to... Oh. And monsters won't run from you. And this is a Kickstarter card. Why do I have this here? This is terrible. Poor. Okay, but can't really. It's until the end of the floor. And maybe we're finding something to get rid of that. I don't know. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are picking up the gold. We might need the gold actually. And yeah, let's draw a card. 1 gold. It's nothing. Really nothing. Let's roll for those tokens. What was the first one? I think the first one was this one, right? 3, 1, can't put it in here, so let's do it, I don't know, like here, for example. Then the second one, this was the trap. 7, 7. That sounds rather simple. No, we can't move it here, so we are moving it all the way down here. Another 7, 7, that's the gold, and I think in this case we are moving the gold over here. Okay, I think you couldn't see that, apologies for that. So down here and down here. And now it's the wizard's turn. Yeah, not sure. I mean, we don't want to miss out, right? So I think we are moving 1, 2, 3, 4, this area here, right? So the placement of those rubble tokens and the placement of our characters was done randomly. So yeah, let's do that. 1, 2. So we're moving over here. Oh, that is a scroll. I certainly take the scroll. What did we find? And it's the scroll of agility. Move up to 3 additional spaces this turn, or ignore the effects of a drawn trap card. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I certainly take that. We still had 2 more movement points. And I think the idea was to do this 1 and 2. Exactly, moving onto this space. And it's the next monster. Okay, let's see. And this is, okay, that's a standard bat. Okay, a level 1 monster. We can run away from this relatively easily. It's not super poisonous, which is good. So let's simply roll the combat die. We have to respawn that monster. 7 seems good, I believe. Yes. That is a hit for sure. And on an 8, yeah, an 8 would be good. And the 5 is also good enough. Amazing job. Okay, the wizard is getting somewhere. So again, he's earning 2 pieces of gold. And yeah, we are discarding this sucker, but I believe that's already the end of the turn done. Let's roll for the tokens. So the first one was the scroll. 5, 2. 5, 2 could be here, I believe. Yeah, why not? Second one is the monster. That is 3, 7. Yeah, that's okay. I think we are done in this corner over here. I mean, monsters aren't terrible because when you fight them, you can gain gold, right? That's the idea. But in this scenario, we have other important things to manage. So into the next round, Impending Doom goes down. It's this player's turn. And I think we have to do something like this, or maybe something like this. And he can maybe try to do that. I think that's the best we can do. So 1 step moving down here. Oh, that is a scroll. That is amazing. We need the scroll for sure for this guy. And that's Beastmaster. And I believe, yeah, we can't use the Beastmaster. Should have removed it. And it's another Beastmaster. Let's remove that. And it's another scroll of healing. Oh, that's good for him. We can move the poison marker down. That is cool. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, moving over here. And ooh, it's another nasty monster. Let's see how nasty it is. Oh no, it's a warlock. Seems pretty nasty to me. Let's have a look. At least he's not poisonous, and he gives us 3 points worth of money if we are killing him. We still have 1 gold, but we can't run away from this fight. But we have the scroll of healing. I believe we can also use the scroll of healing during combat. Hope at least. So yeah, let's see how things go. First, it's amazing. Let's spend that coin to reroll that die, because again, we can't really use it. Okay, let's keep it at a 1, right? Why not? So we're moving down. Second round of combat. It's slightly better, but not quite there yet. You kidding me? Can we use the thing now? Let's use the healing potion. So we are healing by 2. Let's keep going. It's another 3. Okay, 6 is better. 6 is a hit. Okay, this is how it has to be. Okay, at least he only has 2 hit points. So let's keep going. That's another 3. Not sure if you see that, but we are down to 5 life points over here, over there. Maybe we can do it here. Yeah, let's leave it here. Yeah, 2 is not getting better. 7. Okay, 7 is good enough. And we are almost dead. This can't be good, right? So we're gaining 3 gold. That is at least something. But yeah, we have used a lot of our... Oof. Not even sure if I should use him now to explore any further, actually. But he can now run away, which I think is okay. Oof, tough. Over to the rogue. I think he was done with 4. I believe so. So, wait. No. We have to roll. We have to roll. So let's see. The scroll goes first. 8, 8. Oof, it's not pretty. And the monster. 2, 7. Oop, that was not the monster. That was the monster. 2, 7. Yes, indeed. So now we are moving 1 space over here. Oh, gold. I certainly take gold. Oh, 3 gold even. Nice. So we can start to run away and move further. And then we still had 3 more movement, I believe. So 1, 2, and then we have 1 more left. Oh, that's a trap. Let's see what this one is. The Slapper, discard a scroll card. Yeah, that's not bad. That's really not great because now we do have one. And that's the Scroll of Healing, unfortunately. Exactly, so this is here. Then we have 1 more movement to move down here. That is really bad. I'm playing relatively tough on myself here. So normally you would start with 2 of these scrolls. We would have, each of our players would have 3 skills from right off the get-go. So that's all stuff I didn't do actually. But that's her turn done, I believe. So we are rolling for the tokens. So that is 3, 3. Okay, that is not bad. And the trap goes to 7, 2. Could be okay actually. Yeah. So then it's our wizard friend. So absolutely he will move down here to the gold. That's nice. And we are gaining only 1, but I take it. I take it. So that was 1, 2, 3. Well, 1, 2, 3. Yes, indeed. Moving over here. Oh, and again, he's the one who is finding the evil necromancer. How cool is that? I believe I will allow him. No, should I allow him? No, I think this is only monster space, right? In combat. It's not a monster. This is not a monster. Let's play this correctly. Let's not cheat here. So let's roll. We're on the 2nd floor now. So the situation has changed a little bit. Yes, indeed. So let's roll. Is there anything else? We can increase the poison marker to increase our die roll by 2. 2 would be a hit, a 4 would be a hit, and we would be running away and take a hit. Let's do that. So I will use my special thing here. Once per turn you can increase your poison marker 1 space. Exactly, let's do that. So we are at 1, which means we have now pretty much rolled a 4 virtually. So he's losing 1 life point. We are taking a hit and then he is pretty much running away. That was not entirely great. So yeah, but it is what it is, right? I think we have moved 1, 2. Yeah, we have some more movements left. 3 and 4. So we are healing fully up, which is cool. So this one is here, and we are also gaining a scroll. So he's really doing quite well, actually. So what is the scroll? Scroll of Immense Brawn. Add 3 to all combat hit rolls this turn, or lower your poison marker 1 space. That is cool. That is cool. Absolutely, to all combat hit rolls this turn. So I would love to use that early. If I knew, for example, he would be engaging the necromancer. And again, we have to fight the necromancer before we are running out of time in level 4 actually. And he's now down 3 and he's the only one who did something to him. So very well done, my friend. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, I will hold on to this right now anyway. So let's roll for these tokens, right? So the gold goes to 3, 7. Let's move it here. Then the necromancer is the next one already. That is 5, 6. Okay, that isn't terrible actually. So maybe she can do something about that. Then the healing potion. That is 6, 5. Oh, this is also good. I think this works in our favor. And last but not least, the scroll goes to 7, 3. Also not terrible. Right next to our, let's call him barbarian friend. Cool, 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 cool. So we're moving into the next round here. But I believe I will actually stop playing at this point in time. Pretty sure you got the idea. Again, for me, this was a little bit, let's call it a blast from the past. And let me know what you think, and also if you really want me to keep going, definitely send in your comments and your thumbs and whatnot, and I will consider playing it to the bitter end. So far I'm really enjoying this for whatever reason. There is definitely something to it, and I think with a little bit more of, let's call it house ruling or proper ruling, I'm relatively certain this can be a pretty nice game actually. And right now even it's not terrible. I really enjoy myself here. So yeah, let me know what you think. And also, before I forget, huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members. You guys are truly amazing. Can't tell you how much I appreciate all your support. So if you want to support my little channel here, you will find me on my Patreon page. There is a link somewhere. You can join me directly here on YouTube. So thanks to my YouTube members here too. There's a thanks button below the videos. Also appreciate that a lot. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. This also greatly helps the channel. And yeah, with that being said, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye.